Welcome to The Advocate, a program that thrashes out all the topical issues of the day.
When you are in government, you don't see nothing wrong with whatever is happening. The moment you are out there, everything is wrong.
You can't even see many women now, and when they're there, they're not even really making a mark, and then they have an NYSC problem and this and that.
One of the reasons why we don't have more women in politics in Nigeria is for as long as political meetings continue to take place in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Really disastrous for a president
to even say
be unaware of the chief
It's
justice.
a ploy. It could be a strategy.
That strategy was
Backfired.
terrible strategy. Because the buck stops at your table.
Whether it's that we don't look after our cities, and quite frankly, Nigeria is becoming a very ugly place.
When you are the only one feeding the people with this news and there is nobody countering them, it becomes, the news.
You're watching The Advocate on Plus TV Africa. Not everything is a laughing matter. A few weeks back, I came across the video of Little Success complaining bitterly as she was sent home from school because she was yet to pay her school fees. She insisted that she would rather be flogged repeatedly than to be sent home. This was both funny and endearing.
You never pay now.
I never been. Let me say I'm not going to pay. I'm going to push it, but
Okay, so you wait, but you better not me they flog you. Or be they say me you go tell your mommy.
they flog me.
Why they go flog
me?
you?
That will be flog. The can go tired. They go tired for flogging. They go flog. They go tired. And they say they stop. I tell they say I stop. And they say they stop.
The video went viral, and before long, Good Samaritans sprang up from everywhere, offering financial assistance to the girl and her family. The government authorities were also forced to sit up and investigate the reason behind her suspension. Fast forward to today. Success is now the darling of the comedy world. She often shows up at comedy shows, repeating her famous line, "Make them flog me." It seems to me something just ain't right. The comedians appear to be cashing in. They exploit this little girl as she performs well past her bedtime. Is Success going to turn into the story of Olajumoke, the bread seller, who was thrust into the celebrity world with an instant modeling career and sponsorship, but now is nearly broke and with a broken marriage to boot? Success's desire to remain in school struck a massive chord with her viewers. Rather than turn her into a performing monkey, let's focus our energies and our goodwill to ensuring that her and others like her stay in school. Why is it that in Nigeria being successful must equate with celebrity, and yet we know that many are unable to forge sustainable careers in the public eye? Enough of all this. It is time to give Success what she wants and needs: a sound education.
Oh, preach it, sister. Preach it.
Can I have a
preach it,
high five?
sister? This has been bugging me.
No, wait, I'm sure.
This it's been bugging me because first and foremost, what they're doing with Success is not only have they turned her into a performing monkey, but they're actually disrespecting this girl and they're disrespecting her family. And I think it's a form of child abuse. Honestly, I really hate it.
Wow.
That's number one. Number two, stop, calm down. Number two, Olajumoke, don't come into.
She's on the floor. Keep flowing.
Carry on.
As for Olajumoke, oh my word, the same thing. And I remember saying back then, and I would have discussions with friends and say, look, sorry, you've turned this girl into a caricature. Fine, you make her a model, and then you start posting about how you're teaching her to speak English,
Imagine.
how she's trying to speak English. You turned her into a total caricature. Her husband now no longer knows how to communicate with his wife. I don't know what they were like before, but they must think like they were okay.
Yeah, I think they were okay.
And this is where we get things wrong. You want to help people, help them, leave them out of the public eye, and let them move on with their lives. Don't turn them into poster child of your, philanthropy, just so because it suits you. I hate it. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Yeah. And all of them should be ashamed of themselves.
Let me just say, the worry one is not make them flog you.
Yes, now make them flog.
Uche said it's one.
Make them flog.
I didn't know how to get
Don't worry, Jerry. Yeah, say it's in worry.
Say it in worry first. Make them flog.
Make them flog.
You go flog me, you go tie.
Yeah, exactly.
The cane go break.
You see, it's the
girl is so cute.
First and foremost, the sense of entitlement.
Yep.
And then the fact that even though we are highly religious, we are less godly. And so when we want to give, we want the cameras to be on us, that we are giving. We want everybody to know that we are giving. And so that's why everybody that is giving now must be in the news. So-and-so person gave Success and her family 500,000. You know, so at the end, the girl didn't set out to want to do comedy.
Become a celebrity.
All she wanted was, I want to go to school. There's so many people out there who share similar stories.
Yes, that's right.
You know, so if we can channel all of this energy on success. Let's also use that,
set up a foundation or
as a platform to set up foundation to reach out, you know, to people, other children, and then use that to galvanize
government to do something,
to providing infrastructure. Because if you see some of these schools, you know,
but let me mention about Olajumoke's story. I found myself, I was sort of, is the word mesmerized or captivated? I was looking at the picture of this lady. I don't know, we've all seen that picture on the page where she's looking like an aristocrat.
No, it was
and I said to myself, it's lovely to imagine that this woman, just by virtue of birth, could have been an aristocrat. She could have been an elite. It's just because. So I like that. I know. I'm just saying. No. I'm imagining because her bone structure, everything. She looked like she'd been living the life. And you said to yourself, I know wonder people.
That's what happens when you balance bread. You have to balance the bread.
No, but I'm saying what is inspiring me? What is inspiring me? I'm coming. Let me say it.
You can be rich.
What I'm saying is that I like the idea of the rags to riches. I like the rags to riches thing. I like the, you know, which is what the education system should allow. That just because you were born poor doesn't mean you can't have an access.
Yeah, but that's different to what happened.
I know, I'm agreeing, but I'm just trying to say that this is why people are drawn to those kind of stories. Is because
we all like
they like that,
you know. But I think with Olajumoke, honestly, it became the word I can use is caricature.
Her life, actually.
It literally became a caricature. Look, what you say, she was standing there so regal. You, like I said, when you watch girls that sell bread, they balance and they stand up so regal because you have to balance it. It's a simple case of physics. Yes, it's a simple case of physics. And she happened to be walking by. And I don't doubt that it was a good intention by those who wanted to help her.
Of course.
But what happened is it was then hijacked by others.
They want to make money out of it.
The problem is.
And Ireti, really, there's need for us to, we can't say this enough. Yes, you want to do good to people, you want to do good, but please, for God's sake,
leave them out of the media circus.
Honestly,
don't need to blow your trumpet to show that you know. And then also, you need to also don't just teach them, don't just give them fish. Teach them how to fish.
Exactly.
Give them something that will sustain them. Modeling can be a short-term thing.
Yes.
But give them education that will sustain them beyond.
And mine, I think that when you're dealing with,
found actually with being nothing.
You remember musical
most of models,
that's where they.
I remember musical youths.
But I was even going to say that.
Yes, I remember musical youths.
You were sent back now.
Yeah, but I was even going to say that even when you're dealing with
money and went back.
When you're dealing with a child, it's even more you know, precious that you don't expose this child.
And why is the parents allowing her to go to be?
This is the problem I have.
Why
is on these? She's
they don't know any better.
Their own is all about let's cash in. I understand that. The parents are like, wow, let her bring the money in.
So
we really need to educate them that there's something very wrong with this.
The person that pulls them back.
Not even the agent.
You understand? There's not even an agent.
Take Sheun Kuti, for example. You could think, Fela's son at that young age, she could play the SARS, but she was sent to a school in London to study music. That's what's sustaining him today.
Funny you should mention Fela's son. Actually, Femi's son just graduated. I know because they happen to be, his godmother happens to be one of my best friends. Femi's son, the one that's actually going on now, Femi's son just graduated from university in England, and now they're promoting his music, and that's how it should be, you know. And
you keep him away from the media.
So is there no law against child?
No, look, my son used to do adverts, right? In Nigeria, when we moved here, he was headhunted. They wanted him to do adverts, and he did a massive billboard campaign. And he also will be doing modeling. But one of the things that I did very quickly was, because they kept asking for him, I put a stop to it, and I said, I need you to concentrate. If that talent is truly yours, you can come back to it and make money and pay for yourself to buy a house.
It happened to me.
Do you understand?
I told them
there's a time for everything.
I was on a TV program, and then you know, decide discussing about musical instrument. I said, my son plays sax very well. I said, you bring him on TV and let him. I said, no, because I know my child.
Yeah.
You know, he's also the guy type.
Yeah.
I don't want to distract him. Academic might not be all, but you need that foundation.
That foundation.
Once you get the foundation, the sky will be too near to
it gives them education gives them the confidence as well to deal with the real world. Now look at somebody like Olajumoke. She's everything has fallen apart from her, and you know, and she's still the same bread seller now, and she won't even know how to relate. Yes, and she won't even know how to relate to the outside world anymore. Now, how does she make a living for herself?
Beyond,
has she learned anything, or does she just have handlers? You know, taking care of everything, and now she's confused.
You know, I've always wanted to reach out. I've actually always wanted to reach out to Olajumoke. Honestly, I've always wanted to reach out to her because I always think, who is talking to her about entrepreneurship? This money that you're making, and how to keep her feet firmly on the ground.
Yeah, because
we can only talk
very soon, once another success comes,
this we move on again.
It's over. Takes the back door.
Isn't it funny? Success.
We seem to want to be entertained so much these days.
All right.
So success.
Okay. Thank you for all your views. That's so interesting. Well, we don't talk our own, like I'll try and do my worry pigeon. Let's keep monitoring Success's story and rooting for her. Chuka ignites some fire after the break.